Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the place for everything related to Amazon FBA Private Label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we'll bring you Alex, who is the founder and CEO of WAPI, which is a smart software solution for e-commerce sellers for monitoring, manage, and handle shipments hassle-free, quick, and cost-effectively. So, Alex, it's a pleasure to have you
Wonderful.
here today. Thank you for being here. How you doing, my friend?
Thank you very much, Vincenza. Thank you very much for inviting me to your podcast, and I'm very glad to be here and look forward to have a wonderful time.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I definitely love what you guys are doing in the space with everything around, support the Amazon sellers, navigate everything around a multi-channel in terms of, different countries and dealing with everything around logistics and shipments and so on. I think that's usually the number one thing that people struggle the most nowadays, especially with, businesses now being internationally, being multiple countries and so on. So it's
Yeah,
amazing that you guys bring that solution to the table, which with a couple of clicks you can have everything in a single dashboard. So that's awesome. But however,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
but before we jump into that, because I know we're gonna touch a lot of interesting questions and topics and so on
Mm.
around a multi-channel. I think I wanna first talk about you. Usually with all my guests, I like to give a bit of context about who they are, so my listeners can learn a little bit about the background, get inspired about
Yeah.
that. And maybe let's start with Alex. I mean, who is Alex? How you got started into e-commerce? And what made you jump
Okay.
into do Wapi? Yeah.
Wonderful, of course. My name is Alex Wapi. Yeah, Wapi is the name of the company, and Alex is the short part of my real name, that is Alexander Fridman. So I'm co-founder and CEO of company Wapi. Me myself, I started like logistics specialist all my life. Since I was 13 years old, I was doing the logistics, everything like warehousing, freight forwarding, customs clearance, with excise goods, with customs goods. Absolutely different experience all over the world. And then I got fed up a little bit with this, with old-fashioned logistics, and all my friends were working somewhere near IT, and I wanted something my own, and that will be connected with IT. Uh,
That's good.
so I have managed to come together my background and my wishes, and appeared WAPI, the
Yeah,
company that is on the edge of the online and offline. We're helping e-com sellers all over the world to succeed in their sales all over Europe. We've
that's
got
great.
warehouses all over the Europe, the delivery, final mile, and a lot more. So that's
That's
about me.
That's good. Yeah, very good introduction. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I love the fact how you say you are basically combining your wishes in terms of the logistics and the software side of thing. That's great. I love that because I also come from an engineering background, and for myself as well, I like the idea of
Mm-hmm.
not just combining things that are commodity, which is normal service that anybody can do, but also combine with technology, which I love that you guys are doing at Wapi, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Now let's jump into today's topic, which is around multi-channel selling. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very interesting topic because when it comes to e-commerce, the reality is that a lot of people, most of the time, they start just in their home country or the country that's easier to them due to documentation and so on. But usually they get stuck into that, right? They once they do that marketplace, they really are afraid to then start exploring other countries because they are afraid of everything that's to do
Mm.
with understanding how each country works in terms of importing, the customs and so on. And I feel that created a stigma in some sellers to really
Yeah.
open up their doors to a new channel. So I would like to start this and use this point to actually ask you what is realistically multi-channel selling, because we all talk about
Mm.
that and some people have a broad idea of what multi-channel selling is, but realistically some people don't really understand in depth what it is. So maybe you can give us a
Yeah,
bit
I
of
love
concept.
I love this question because usually Amazon sellers think that multi-channel is selling on different Amazon marketplaces,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
because
I know.
Amazon have their own different marketplaces, but actually this is not multi-channel because you've got everything in one place. One company is doing the logistics for you,
It's
and
omni-channel, actually
it's
omni-channel.
yes, it's omni-channel with a lot of channels inside,
Yeah,
something like that,
yeah,
like octopus.
yeah.
So. Actually, the multi-channel is your option to diversify from Amazon, your option to get reach to all the citizens of the countries that you want to go. So what options do you have? As usual, your website, your own website like Shopify, and then promoting in Facebook and Google, generating traffic for it. You have option like local marketplaces. For example, as you know, we are official service provider of Allegro in Poland. And now, actually, during this year, we will cover all the biggest marketplaces in Europe. We're now in a row of meeting with all of them. So website, local marketplaces, and other global marketplaces like eBay, like Etsy, and different
Walmart,
ones.
etc. Yeah.
Walmart, as I know, it is most it is used in USA, not in Europe, but still, yes. When you see all of the opportunities and you understand that if they exist, it means that population of the countries are using all of them. It means that Amazon doesn't cover all of it, right?
I know.
And if you want to sell more, you can sell it more by doing better at Amazon or adding another sell channels.
Yeah, I think it is funny how a lot of Amazon sellers might think that Amazon is the main one in most countries. People assume that, but you would be surprised that in so many countries people don't use Amazon, and there are so many other big marketplaces that realistically do many more sales than Amazon. And as you say, if you don't explore these marketplaces and you don't really add them to your channels, you're just leaving money on the table, right? So I think it's important to mention that for sure. Now, let's also start talking about what are some of the complexities when it comes to start doing this multi-channel, because I mean, of course, it's an amazing opportunity. You get access to new communities, new clients that you wouldn't touch otherwise, because these people just shop on these marketplaces, and if you don't basically put your products there, you're not gonna show your products to them. But at the same time, it has a complexity behind. The complexity is mainly around everything in terms of the logistics, how you get the inventory there, how you deal with shipments, and so on. So maybe you can touch on some of those challenges, and maybe
the first challenge was you already mentioned it. When you live in your country, of course it is easier to sell in your country. You know everything there, right? You know the language, you know the delivery, you know how to sell, what product, what text, what the keywords, you know everything. It's very easy in your country. And when you want to go abroad, it's already something like going out of the box. There is stress. So the first thing you have to like come over this stress and be ready that there will be some mistakes, but in result you will get profits. You will be rewarded.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I
Challenge,
think,
of course, is
yeah, I totally agree with the fact that it's definitely a
tell,
challenge in terms of adapting to these new marketplaces, because a lot of people think that selling to a new marketplace just using Google Translation, using the same images, copy paste, and you're ready to go. But it's much more complex than that. You need to understand those audiences, everything inside out on those markets. And I think that's why a lot of people fail when they do this multi-channel, because they don't really adapt to each individual country as they should. Yeah.
This is now you're talking about the second challenge. It is localization. So localization starts with the language, because people want to read listings on their own language. This is connected with translations, and you have to know that beautiful translations and selling translations are two different things. So your listing can be written in very beautiful language, but you will be down there in the list of your competitors. So you have to find the way to analyze the keywords in this language of this country where you want to go and make a proper translations. So, and then you've got the support. Some clients ask questions and you have to answer them in their language. So you have to find a service that can help you with this one. Because probably to hire if you have a key account manager or seller some specialist talking this language in your team, that's wonderful. But usually you have to outsource it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
yeah, those challenges are totally valid. I think for sure is yeah, the language is always the number one. I mean, that thing is I have seen so many sellers struggling with that, especially when you start going to Germany, France, Spain. I mean, if you don't have a
yeah,
dedicated team just for those countries, especially for the customer support, it can be a nightmare if you have a German person complaining and you don't know how to really understand and deal
yeah.
with that. So good point on that 100%. Um, now, I would like to also start bringing to the table the fact that a lot of people may ask themselves, okay, for
I
sure
think
it
I,
is.
I I think we need to. Yeah, Vincenzo, I think we have to continue. We have two more challenges. Actually, I can be fast.
Ah, yeah, good, yeah. Let me
Okay.
know which ones. Yeah.
So yeah, so the third challenge will be, of course, the logistics, because
Hmm.
when you are going to sell your goods from Spain to Germany, and you don't know how to
Hmm.
do it, and you are going to send the goods like directly by UPS or by DHL, it will be very
Yeah.
expensive, and the goods will fly for several days, maybe three, maybe four, maybe five. I don't know. So you have to find the way how to put your goods in Germany and how to deliver it on the next day after it is bought. And then when you have solved the question with Germany, you have to do the same in Italy, in UK, in France, in Bulgaria, Romania, in Poland, and then you have to monitor everything. You monitor your inventory, monitor what the tracking numbers, deliver, like, copy the tracking numbers to the marketplaces, because if you, in all the countries, because if you are not going to do this, marketplaces will not help you to promote your goods there. So there
Yeah.
become a lot of headache with the logistics if you want to cover all the Europe, and if you want to cover it in a efficient, not only effective but efficient way. It means low cost and fast.
Awesome. That's a good one. And
And
we
of
have a last
course,
one, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the last one is very simple. So if you know how to sell on Amazon, it doesn't mean that you know how to sell on Allegra, and
That's a
it
good
doesn't
one.
mean that you know how to sell on Cdiscount, right?
Yeah.
Or EMAG, or Ball, or Otto, Kaufland in Germany. So you need to have a team, or maybe yourself, to find out what are the tools there on Allegra, how to do the PPC there. And in many cases, sellers say, oh, wow, that's too much headache. I don't have time. I don't have the team. I'm not ready to
Hmm.
invest. So please, Wapi, help us. That's the point where we come out.
Yeah, that's a good point, and actually, that allows me to bring my next question to the table. Is that
Mm.
a lot of people, because they come from the Amazon world and they think they can do everything themselves, and it's pretty straightforward with FBA, and then they come into these new countries and marketplaces. Sometimes they try to do everything by themselves, and it can be very costly because you end up doing costly mistakes. You don't do the right paperwork and so on. And basically, my point here is I would like you to bring to the table basically what are some of the extra benefits people could get in terms of hiring a 3PL in terms of doing this themselves. Yeah.
It's very simple. It is the speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say I'm an entrepreneur all my life. So I know that when you go to something new, you will 100% pay for education. So
Yeah.
I never had
One
the
way or
business
another. One way or another.
one
Mistakes or
way
not.
or
Yeah.
absolutely, or you will pay for mistakes from your pocket, or you
Mhm.
will pay because the time very long and you pay
Mhm.
salaries, or you pay to the outsource company, or you choose the outsource company and it is wrong, and you have to
Mhm.
choose the second one. So in any case, you will pay for education. So be calm, don't worry, no stress. Just have a budget to spend to learn how to do this. And why to go with, for example, with Wapi or with other company that helps you? It's because of the speed. So
Mhm.
we did it for a lot of times, and we know the mistakes that were done already 2 3 years ago. We're not going to repeat them, so it will be just faster with us. You will also pay for education, but it will be faster. It is like
Awesome.
shortcut.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, time is money. So the faster you go, the more money you can make in the short term, for sure.
Absolutely, everything changes very fast.
Great. So now, because we are talking about multi-channel selling, a lot of people may ask themselves, okay, that at the same time, you guys are bringing a lot of channels to the table. You're mentioning all these marketplaces, all these options. But
Hmm.
realistically, I want to understand which one is the most efficient way to enter to new marketplace. So basically, my point and the question I want to
Hmm.
ask you is that after seeing so many brands expanding using multi-channel, what would you say is the most efficient way to do this expansion? Through a website, through a marketplace, social media? What do you think?
It depends on the competence of the seller
Mm-hmm.
and the team who is ruling the seller company.
Yeah.
So if the owner or the top team knows very good and have huge experience in Facebook and Google, what for to go start with Allegra if you're professionals in Google and you can generate traffic there. If the top team
Mm-hmm.
knows how to do Instagram and did it several times in their career, to what for to do Google and Facebook? It is very uh, expensive to learn nowadays, and you learn
Mm-hmm.
not in a half a year. You have to spend some time. So if they don't have experience in generating traffic to their web shop by themselves, I suggest not to start with it and go to the local marketplaces
Awesome.
and one start to sell them there. Of course, start with Amazon. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
start with Amazon because actually Amazon has not more than, as I remember, something like 15% of European e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not everything. That's what I want to say. But because Amazon is everywhere, it is very easy to start there. Yes, of course, it is very complicated nowadays because a lot
Mm.
of competitors to be up there. Yes, with a good rating and good reviews and have big sales, you'll have to do a great job. But still, if you don't have experience in uh, generating traffic, start with Amazon and then go to local marketplaces one by one.
Awesome. Very good advice. Thank you for sharing that with us. And now I'm gonna use this as well, so we can start jumping into basically how the whole process will work in terms of getting started with multi-channel. And I want to use now Wapi here as an example because I know some people might start asking themselves, okay,
Yeah.
I already have some marketplaces ready to go, but I really want to understand how Wapi will help me integrate this whole operation. So maybe you can give us a little bit of insight how the whole
Yeah.
process works. Yeah.
So, starting from this year, our economic our monetizing strategy has changed. Now we are selling our service as subscription.
Okay.
So you just subscribe for WAPI, and then we give you, for example, on Poland, yes, we give you the warehouse. You see all the prices directly from the Polish warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
We give you our specialist from Allegra. We are already integrated to Allegra, so it's very
Awesome.
serious. It is very easy. With us, you can integrate in different ways. For example, through Leanworks or Channel Engine,
Mm-hmm.
or if you have an IT team, we give you API. You connect to us. It's very
Okay.
easy and fast. Okay, so integration with us, you've got the warehouse, you've got all the prices, you see the real prices from the Poland, and then we give you a specialist from WAPI employee, who makes analytics at Allegra. Yeah, at local marketplaces, they look what are the competitors selling for what price. Something like Helium 10, but local marketplaces don't have Helium 10.
Yeah.
So you need us to understand either potential or not. So after you
Awesome.
analyze it together with us, you see that there is potential. Let's try to do this. We need only the name of your company and your stock. That's all. Send the stock.
Okay.
You send the stock to our warehouse, or we send it. It doesn't matter. Then you can choose whether you do the listing by yourself or you want us to
Mm-hmm.
do to start and show you how to promote your goods with all the translations and everything with support. If you want us to do this, we add a little bit to the subscription,
Yeah.
and here you are. We are also doing not only logistics, but also we're helping you with the shortcut fast starting selling your goods at Allegra.
That's
So, and
amazing.
the same during this year, the same will happen with all the major marketplaces in there.
Very good. Yeah, you basically made it as easy as possible. So now there isn't any excuse when it comes to expanding to new channels. And
Yeah.
now, when it comes to the timeline, how long does it usually take a person to get everything going? You would say on average, so people can have an understanding of that as well, in terms of
If you, of course, it depends. First thing is the company. Do you have company in Europe or not? Because we're
okay.
actually worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
In September 2022, we started to do the fulfillment not only in Europe but also in USA. Just for the
Oh, nice.
information for the European
Okay.
clients, you can use us not only in Europe but also in USA. You can send us your goods there, and we will do the final mile delivery. So if the seller is from Europe, there is a company, there is a bank account, you're ready to work. Let's do it like 1-2 weeks for analytics, for discussion
Oh.
what products we will start, and then to send goods in Europe is 3-4 days from any place
Mm-hmm.
to the warehouse, and then let's start. I think the first sales you will get in a month.
That's good. And I bet that you guys also will help the seller if he has issues with the importing, like the customs. You guys will provide some guidance there if they're having some issues. Or how does
So
it work?
some time ago, we decided that we will not do everything by ourselves, but
Okay.
we will surround sellers and ourselves with the best partners all over the Europe.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we started to do our YouTube also podcasts, our YouTube channel. If
Okay.
you visit that, you will see that I have more than 70 videos.
Wow.
We have a lot of friends all over the e-commerce, and
Okay.
so if you need the custom clearance, we'll give you the team who is doing it. If you
Oh,
need,
very good.
you have a problem with VAT, we'll give you a team that does the VAT. If you want great photos and videos of your products, we will give it to you. If you want marketing and Amazon, we will connect you with people.
You have it
So
everything.
for everything for 3 we started it in COVID. It was the first year, so in 2019 we
Yeah.
started to network with all the specialists. So we collected like everybody
Amazing.
who
Partner.
is
Yeah.
in this niche, and we are ready to give it for free. We just help, because our idea of Wapi, we say that Wapi is the love story about e-com seller. Our main KPI is seller's GMV, gross merchandise value. So the
Okay.
more seller is selling, the better we feel ourselves. It means that we're doing a great job.
Amazing. I love that. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And now I think I would like to start concluding with another question that I usually do to all my guests, and maybe is in this case due to the topic would be if you
Yeah.
can share maybe around some tips around maybe things that people should do and people that shouldn't do when doing multi-channel in terms of some advice and some mistakes you see a lot of people
Hmm.
doing that can be beneficial
Hmm.
for them to avoid. Yeah.
So don't. The first one will be it in one time what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
So uh, don't leave the question of inventory on someone else. Control the inventory, because when you're going to multi-channel, it is a very big risk of out of stock. If the
Mm,
IT system is not able to control different channels from one stock, it can happen that you have already sold to one place 100 products, and on the
mhm.
second one also 50 products, and you had only 120.
Yeah.
So this is, yeah, so this is a
Yeah.
very big question, is the inventory. So the second one would be search for someone who can share with you this localization life hacks.
Mhm.
Because if you're not from that country and you're going to uh, try to sell in the same way like you're doing it in your country, it probably will, it maybe will work, but it
Mhm.
will not be great. So you need to find someone who knows how to do, who knows the translation, who knows the people, who know the market there, It can be a marketing specialist from this company, from this country. Somebody search for this person who will take your hand and help you with localization to this market. It is crucial. Some things that people search for the same products with different keywords in different
Mm-hmm.
countries, and
Very true.
you can't guess about it. It's just reality that it is like this. Somebody has
Mm-hmm.
to tell you about it.
Good. Very good, Alex. Yeah,
So
amazing tips. Thank you for sharing that. And I think want to give you an extra minute so you can share with us as well how people can reach out to you. I bet a lot of people now have
yeah,
questions about multi-channel selling. And then if you can
yeah.
also tell us how they can get in contact with your team at Wappy. Yeah.
Of course. First of all, I hope that somewhere will be my contact after the website. So you can find me in LinkedIn, Alexander Fridman Wapi. You can find our website. It's wapi.com, and you can ask Vincenzo, and
Yeah.
I'm sure Vincenzo will give you my contacts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mention everything down in the description. So in case anybody has any questions, also feel free to leave in the comments.
yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure to answer that for you and connect you with Alex. So thank
And
you, Alex.
also, thank you very much. And also, we have a promo code for
Okay.
the e-commerce lab uh, listeners. So if you come to us and say that the promo code lab wapi
Wow.
23, we will give you a special discount on the subscription.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. That's a good surprise. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure to mention that as well on the notes. Yeah. So thank you,
Okay.
Alex. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to have you again in the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vincenzo. Waiting for you joining to my webinars,
Yeah.
and I wish everybody success.
Thank you,
Because
Alex.
if you look at the situation now at the e-commerce, it's very interesting. Like the
Mm-hmm.
shares of biggest companies are
I
have
know, I know.
fallen down. Like it's somewhere
It's
absolutely
madness.
down. Yeah, it's madness. But at the same time, you understand that if it is like the life goes up and down, up and down, up and
Yeah.
down all the
So
time.
good
So
times are coming. Yeah.
if we're somewhere at the bottom, guys, next 5 years we
It's
must
gonna be
fly.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
That's a
be
good way of
ready.
seeing it. Yeah. I love it. Positive mindset, as we said at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you
So
very much.
thank you, Alex. Let's keep in touch. Bye bye.
Thank you. Keep in touch. Bye.